Welcome to our sixth and final video of the fraction section for iPrep for Intro to Epi. This video will introduce percentages and tie together everything we've learned so far. Once we have a grasp on fractions and decimals, converting to a percentage is easy. All you need to do is multiply the decimal by 100 and add your percentage sign. If you're dealing with many decimal places, you can also move the decimal 2 places to the right before rounding as needed. This is a great illustration that kind of ties together the many concepts we've been working on in the fraction video series. It shows how it's possible to move back and forth between fractions, decimals, and percentages. Let's try some examples here. So take a moment to pause the video, read this problem, and see if you can work out how to convert this proportion to a percentage. So let's see what we have here. 26 out of the 85 study participants developed hepatitis. What percentage of this population got hepatitis? Round to the 10th place. So this is a basic example of something you might see in Epi. We have 26 is our portion, and 85 is our whole population. So 26 is the portion we're interested in because they developed hepatitis. We need to turn this into a percentage. We'll start by making it a decimal, and if you'll remember from our previous video, all we need to do is plug that into a calculator and divide. It's basically 26 divided by 85, which gives us something like 0.30588235. Now, I usually wait till the end before I do any rounding, which I think is a good practice to get into. So if you keep this plugged in your calculator, you can multiply by 100 and get your answer. You can also move your decimal place 2 places to the right. Either way, you end up with 30.588235 as your percentage. Now, the question asks us to round it to the 10th place, which you'll recall is here. So we need to look at this number, which is greater than 5, so we're going to round up. And our final answer ends up being 30.6%. So 30.6% of our study population developed hepatitis. Now let's look at another. Take a moment to pause this video and see if you can convert this percentage here to proportion. It kind of works a little bit backwards. So our question says we have 12% of our study group needs glasses to see far away. We consider this group to be representative of the general population. How many people out of 156,000 would need glasses to see far away? So I'd say let's start by converting 12% to a decimal and work backwards. So we know 12% of our study group is the same thing as 0.12. Because we can move our decimal place 2 places to the left to get back to a decimal, or we can divide by 100 to get there. So now that we know that our proportion is 0.12, we could stop there and multiply that by our population of 156 to get our answer. But I'm going to go ahead and do the extra step of converting to a fraction first, just for some extra practice. So to convert 0.12 to a fraction, we know that this means the same thing as 12 hundredths, because this is the hundredths place. So 12 hundredths would be the fraction here. Now we can multiply that by our population of 156,000, which would be the same thing as 156,000 over 1 if you want to multiply straight across. We get a really big number here, 1,872,000 over 100, which is just another division problem that becomes 18,720. So in a population of 156,000, we would expect 18,720 people to need glasses if 12% of the population needed glasses. We could also turn this into a rate if the question was looking for that. We could use this proportion. We could say 18,720 per 156,000 people needed glasses. That can be reduced to, I believe, 117 over 975. Then we could say 117 for every 975 people in the population need glasses. So the possibilities are endless for representing data in different ways. It's important to know how to bounce back and forth between these and know what your question's asking for. So in this final video on fractions, we learned how to convert between decimals and percentages and did some examples tying together some concepts we learned throughout this video series. Please continue to the second iPrep video series, which is going to be on 2x2 tables. It's the next step in your journey, and remember that the LRC is always available for extra assistance if you need more help understanding these concepts. Practice as much as you can and never hesitate to ask for help. Thank you.